Imagine waking up at 3 a.m. Your eyes are open, you can see your bedroom, and you know exactly where you are, but you cannot move. Your body refuses to respond to a single command. Then you notice something in the darkness, a tall, human-like silhouette. It has no face, no distinct features. It simply stands in the corner, watching you. You try to move your arms. You try to scream. Nothing happens. The figure remains fixed in your vision, while you remain completely defenseless. This specific sequence of paralysis, dread, and a shadowy intruder is reported by thousands of people across the globe, often with identical details. Most people reach for the supernatural to explain this. To find the cause, researchers look at a neurological state where waking consciousness and dreaming begin to overlap. This is known as sleep paralysis. Understanding how the brain builds a phantom requires a second-by-second deconstruction of the biological timeline behind these encounters. During REM sleep, brain activity spikes as vivid dreaming occurs. To prevent you from physically acting out dreams, a chemical switch called muscle atonia temporarily paralyzes voluntary muscles, locking the body in place. Sleep paralysis is a mechanical failure of this system. The waking consciousness powers on, but the muscle atonia switch stays active. The result is a fully self-aware mind trapped inside a chemically locked body, the biological foundation for the terror that follows. This explains the paralysis, but it doesn't explain why the brain consistently generates a human figure instead of a tree or a random geometric shape. The human brain is evolutionarily hardwired to detect other humans, especially in vulnerable, dark environments. Our threat detection system is always on. When you are paralyzed in a dark room, your visual cortex lacks clear sensory data. It enters an emergency mode, using dream logic to fill in the missing information. A vague shadow in the corner is suddenly transformed into a fully formed intruder. The shadow person is an aggressive survival mechanism misfiring, projecting a threat where none exists. This misfire often leads to a sensed presence, the unshakable conviction that the entity is watching you or moving closer. Many also report an incubus experience, described as a crushing pressure on the chest that makes it impossible to take a full breath. This pressure is the result of biology colliding with panic. The shallow breathing of REM sleep continues, even as your conscious mind begins to scramble for air. This creates a feedback loop. Restricted breathing triggers panic, which heightens the threat response, making the hallucination feel even more dangerous. To the person in the bed, this neurological cycle is physically and emotionally indistinguishable from a real attack. This explains why people across vastly different eras and belief systems report the exact same faceless entity. Culture does not invent the experience. The human brain provides a universal physiological sensation that every human is capable of feeling. Biology creates the glitch. Culture simply provides the name, labeling the shadow a demon, a witch, or a shadow person. While science doesn't claim to have debunked every individual supernatural encounter, these biological mechanisms provide a plausible, evidence-based framework for the phenomenon. For the victim, the terror and the physical sensations remain a genuine reality. The human mind is powerful enough to write, direct, and force you into a flawless horror movie, creating every detail of a haunting without ever needing a physical presence in the room. But if the brain creates the shadow that watches you, what creates the Hat Man, the figure that some claim actually follows you? That mystery is next.